Right everyone, today we're going to be learning how to use Jedi Knight Revan and his team of Jedi in the Phase 1 Bottom Jedi mission in Lightside Geo TB, with Geonosians as the last wave, as many people have told me they struggle against Geos, so I decided to make a video showcasing the team I use to clear this reliably. I will say from the start, to beat the final wave of Geos consistently, you will need gas, and without him you're more likely to pull 2, maybe 3 out of 4 waves in this mission. Pulling gas from your clones also won't cause as many issues given the fact you can use Shaak Ti or another viable team in the P1 middle territory these days. Anyway, without any further delay, let's get started. So as always everyone, we're going to quickly go through the mods and Zetas this team is going to need to work. Keep in mind relics for the most part are extremely important, specifically on Jedi Knight Revan, Gas and Grandmaster Yoda. Hermit Yoda and Jolie you could probably get away with at gear 12, and in all honesty I didn't actually need Jolie in this run as none of my team died once. This however could be completely undermined by bad RNG, so unless you desperately need Jolie in another team, I would advise to keep him here. This team will do an amazing job of controlling the enemy team, and Grandmaster Yoda with the right mods can completely decimate multiple stack droids before they can really do much to your team. So for Zetas there's quite a few you're going to need, starting with Jedi Knight Revan and his leader ability. This one is a no-brainer and he's going to provide your team some key protection healing when attacking out of turn, and allow all Jedi allies to start the battle with tenacity up. It's more for the protection healing, as this is a crucial element to keeping your team healthy throughout the battle due to the amount of assists you're going to be using. You'll also need his direct focus setter, which is going to make this ability increase enemy cooldowns by 1, as well as inflicting buff immunity on its target. The cooldown increase here is key, as it can easily save your life if an enemy is getting ready to use a hard hitting special. This can quite literally buy you enough time to save the run. His hero Zeta is also very nice to have, as it will prevent Revan from being ability blocked and stunned, while also doubling the stats this unique grants to your team, which are doubled already given Revan is in the leader slot. So that's a lot of extra stats for your entire team, which really helps throughout the battle. The next setter you're going to need is Grandmaster Yoda's Battle Meditation, which is crucial for the foresight it's going to grant your team, as well as the turn meter it will grant to himself. Grandmaster Yoda gains turn meter from a wide variety of his abilities, and given this TB grants Galactic Republic allies a 3-second attack when targeting a stacked enemy, this allows him to take turns back to back, which allows us to decimate stacked units before a lot of the enemy team can really do anything. This is the most important tactic for success in this mission. So moving on to Jolie's Zeta, this one is pretty self-explanatory. Even though I didn't take any deaths on this mission, with bad RNG it's very likely you'll lose allies throughout. This Zeta will grant Jolie the ability to revive his Jedi allies, so it's a very good failsafe for if things start to go wrong during the fight. The next Zeta we're going to talk about is Hermit Yoda's Strength Flows Through the Force, which is going to grant the ability 20% additional healing to protection, as well as foresight to all Jedi allies. Foresight control is extremely important between the two Yodas, as it's crucial to use it to block powerful attacks from commando and sniper droids, which can easily one-shot members of your team under certain circumstances. Finally, we're going to talk about Gas's Zetas, of which you'll need the Zeta on his basic and chosen one unique for this team. The former will allow his second attack from his basic to hit harder, as well as reducing his cooldowns if the target has armor shred, and the chosen one unique will allow him to reduce the max health of opponents who are hit by him if they have no protection. Both of which are extremely helpful for clearing the mission, given Gas is your main damage dealer against non-stacked enemies, and most of them have crazy amounts of health. So now that's all out of the way, we're going to talk a little bit about mods. Unfortunately, fast speed mods are crucial here on Jedi Knight Revan and Grandmaster Yoda, as they're going to be fueling the entire team, and Yoda specifically needs to be very fast to take out the stacked units quickly. Failing to do this can result in overwhelming damage to your team, with the most likely outcome a loss early on in the mission. This team is really built around this, and the massive damage Gas is going to be putting out to the non-stacked enemies. Jedi Knight Revan will allow us to get around taunt frequently. Hermit Yoda will be boosting our damage dealers with Master's Training, while Jolie is here in case something goes wrong and the team needs reviving. Now we're going to take a closer look at how we have everyone set up. So starting up is our team's leader, Jedi Knight Revan, who we have modded with one of our fastest speed sets with a total of 330 speed. The second set doesn't matter, with him as being fast is really all he needs as a strong leader and support character. Mark, cleansing and healing is his main priority on the team, so the more he can do all of this, the better. Next up is our Grandmaster Yoda, who we also have modded with another of our fastest speed sets with a total of 323 speed. Now in most cases people mod Yoda for offense, but for this team you really need to focus purely on speed. While this reduces his overall damage, it's much more important for him to be able to perform back-to-back attacks, which will absolutely decimate the stacked B1s and B2s. Without enough speed, this will not work effectively enough, but do your best to give him a crit damage primary triangle and offense primary cross to boost his damage without giving up too much speed. Up next is Jolie, who we have modded with 3 health sets with a total of 217 speed. Health is very important on him due to his kit, which will allow him to recover 30% health on a basic, grant protection up to allies, and actually gain even more max health from his unique. Keeping him alive is very important, given he's the key to keeping the rest of the team from failing. Remember, even if the rest of your team gets wiped out, as long as Jolie is standing, he can revive your entire team, so be sure to keep this in mind when modding him. Next up is our Hermit Yoda, we have modded with an average speed set with a total of 277 speed. Not too much to say here outside of modding with as much speed as possible. He's stealthed most of the time with 100% evasion and cannot attack, so speed is the only thing that's going to benefit him, as it will increase the frequency of his heals and Master's Training applied to your team. Finally is our Gas, who we have modded with a crit damage and crit chance set with a total of 282 speed. As always, Gas is going to be the team's main damage dealer, so be sure to give him a crit damage primary triangle and an offense primary cross to boost his already massive hits even further. Outside of this, just try and boost his speed as much as possible. So moving on to the actual fight, we have a pretty tough first wave with Spy, who is the biggest threat, stealthed, so we're going to have to wait for him to come out of stealth before we can take him out. So instead we marked B1 right away and got to work on removing some of his stacks ready for Yoda to finish him off. So as I mentioned earlier on, Grandmaster Yoda is going to be absolutely deadly in this mission, as all of his abilities will grant him a bonus attack when targeting stacked units, and because so many of his abilities, including his basic, grant him insane amounts of turn meter, we're going to be able to take out the B1 here in no time. Now unfortunately, Spy is going to use his special ability, which is more than likely going to proc Saviour for your team. The fact that he's stealthed will ensure that he gets at least one chance to use it, even though Gas's AoE increased his cooldowns. The second he uses his special, do your best to make sure that Jedi Knight Revan has Mark ready, as you're going to need to take him out as quickly as possible once you're able. The Geonosian soldiers on the team are also capable of inflicting quite a lot of damage to your team, so it's very important to rotate Foresight between your Grandmaster Yoda and Hermit Yoda to reduce as much damage as possible, especially from their dangerous assist attacks. I also forgot to mention you should always target Grandmaster Yoda first with Master's Training to help fuel his turn meter. On the second Master's Training, grant it to Gas in order to increase his damage, as they both help massively in the later waves. For strategic advantage, I always find it best to alternate between Gas and Yoda, given that these are the biggest damage dealers on the team. So as you can see now, we have finally managed to get a mark on Spy and can finally take him out. Overall though, not a bad first wave. Outside of Spy, nothing can really affect this team, especially with Gas present, constantly increasing the opposing team's cooldowns with his powerful attacks. So this next wave is looking to be very easy for our team. Lots of stacked units for us to absolutely demolish with our Grandmaster Yoda, but there is a B2 present, so it's very important not to use any AoEs until he's dead, and be sure to target him instead of anyone else. This is because we don't want him to gain turn meter and take a turn, which could potentially mess up our team with buff immunity. Gas can ignore this though, as he's likely to land daze. Whether you risk this or not though, however, is your own choice. So now you all get to see Yoda in action, absolutely demolishing these B1s. On a basic against a stacked unit, he's gaining 80% turn meter. When he uses Master Stroke and Battle Meditation, he's gaining more than 100% turn meter. All of this combined with his high speed is why he's able to destroy most of the team before they can take many turns. Be sure to watch out for the Sniper and Commando droids, as both of these can be a massive threat to your team. The Sniper droid, however, is only a threat once he reaches 15 stacks of charge, as this is when he's able to inflict massive damage to a member of your team. Personally, I find the Assassin droid to be the bigger threat of the two early on though, as his attacks can be very deadly from the get-go, which is why I decided to take him out next once all of the stacked units were defeated, mostly by Grandmaster Yoda. We have plenty of ways to control both of them though, as you can see. Between Mark, Gas's damage, and even Grandmaster Yoda's unstoppable force, we can easily keep them in check and prevent them doing anything that endangers our team at this point in the wave. So we're pretty much in the clear at this point now. The only thing we have to do is keep Sniper Droid from unleashing a massive attack, but as I just explained, this will be no problem for our team. Hopefully the next wave goes as smoothly as this one did. Lots of stacked units is an ideal situation for this team to perform at its best. So this is an absolutely beautiful sight. All of the opposing team bar one are stacked units, which means once again it's time for Grandmaster Yoda to shine and almost single-handedly destroy this wave. I'm not even exaggerating, literally almost the entire team is going to be taken out by Yoda before the rest of my team can even take a turn. I really enjoy this interaction because it really shows how powerful Yoda is, and he's probably the most realistic thing I've ever seen in this game, as it reminds me of the first episode of the Clone Wars, where Yoda is up against an army of battle droids and destroys them with little to no effort. So we're coming up to the final wave soon, and this command droid is of little to no threat to our team, so we're going to take our time and mostly take him out with basics to make sure that all the important abilities such as Jedi Knight Revan's Mark and Gas's AoE are off cooldown, ready for the full Geonosian wave we're going to be going up against next. So here we are everyone, this is the toughest wave you can meet in this mission, but luckily we are well prepared. The most important thing to do right away is to use Gas to apply daze to the team, which in the process will also increase their cooldowns and buy you enough time to get everything under control. You also need to make sure to mark Geonosian Brood Alpha, as taking him out first is crucial in this wave. Once he's dead, the Geonosians lose the ability to assist off each other's attacks, and Brute has no way of respawning. He's literally the glue holding the team together, and once he's dead, taking out the rest of the team should give you little to no issues. This is why it's so important to have gas in this mission. I must admit there's been times where I've attempted this mission without him, and the Geos on the last wave always end my run if gas isn't on my lineup. Daze really shuts this team down, as without their assist, the only real form of danger is from Spy's special attack, which is easy to work around when it's the only thing you're having to worry about. So as I mentioned before, I didn't actually need Jolie on this run, so maybe I should consider bringing Ezra or even old Ben. I use Bastila as a lead on the other Jedi mission right now, but I still struggle to get a wave in the middle, so it could potentially be worth it. Honestly though, I feel a lot more confident having Jolie here just in case something does go wrong, but for those of you who have maxed out relics, it could definitely be worth switching him out for another damage dealer or support based Jedi. And that's all for today everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the video and learned how to use a reliable Jedi team to get your guild's max combat waves in the Phase 1 bottom Jedi mission. It's a very strong team and keeps a lot of other strong Jedi, such as Bastila, Jedi Knight Luke, GK and Jedi Master Luke free for the much more difficult middle mission. Keep in mind this team will only work as well as it does if used at the bottom. The middle mission is much more difficult and I've yet to get the characters required to beat it reliably. Gas being taken also isn't an issue as you're still free to use your clones with Shakti or even use another strong team on the generic light side missions. As always everyone, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, join my Discord server and share the video with your friends. Thanks for watching everyone and I'll see you all very soon.